1.
And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's webcast. We are chatting to Michelle McLoughlin from Fit Fun Adventures, and she's going to be telling us all about how it started, how she's had to pivot like the rest of us here, but also why this is actually the ideal time with everything that's going on for a site like this to be there for everybody in that wellness space. Michelle, you are very, very welcome to today's webcast. I know you a long time, but not from Fit Fun Adventures. It's a completely different background.
It is indeed, and thank you very much, Barbara, for having me on. Yeah, Fit Fun Adventures is a lot distant from GDPR and law, but I suppose I decided after so many years I might as well follow my passion and do something that I love, which is all the activities that I try to fit in my free time. And as you all know, I've traveled quite a bit, and I'm also very passionate about supporting all of the small businesses. So Fit Fun Adventures was my concept of trying to get all of the small businesses who are in the wellness area and in the tourism area and who have fantastic services all onto one site where everybody can find them very easily. So timing wise, yes, it's a great opportunity. I think people are looking online at the moment, and therefore this is a service that we're hoping to be able to offer to them all, which is great news.
Yeah, because I was thinking, even just listening to news reports and whatnot, like as soon as our limits are lifted and we're moving further afield, people are probably going to be less likely to leave the country. So they're going to want to, stay at home, whether within their own locality or further afield, like say Dublin to Galway or Cork to Donegal or something like that. And that's actually where the site will fill that gap.
Yeah, that's the plan, and I think staycations is the buzzword for this year, and so therefore I think now at the moment we're all just dying to get out, and so the aim of the site is that you can put in a location and it will pop up all of the activities that there are to do within, and you can set it at 5 kilometres, 10 kilometres, 20 kilometres or 60 kilometres. And I suppose why we came to do that was because I live on the Sligo-Leitrim border. So at the moment, if I want to look up where anything is on, I go through all of the Sligo websites, I go through all of the Leitrim ones, or we might decide to go to Fermanagh or Donegal, which then means I have to look at all of those sites as well. So on Fit Fun Adventures, the aim is that it's not limited to location. It's based on what would you like to do, and pull all of those things together in one site for the people who are really busy. I know a lot of us probably do have time on our hands at the moment to do the research, but generally think of it when you're back at work and at full tilt again. Generally, you want something easy and convenient, and hopefully some suggestions of what to do as well. And at the moment, that's the plan of the website. We're asking businesses to come on board to put their activities there. So when everyone is searching, because we know everybody will be, that there'll be one go-to place where they'll be able to be found.
You're like, it's like a tourism Ireland for activities.
Yeah, I suppose you would say that, but I'm saying it's 32 county is the ultimate goal here. So again, think of Donegal, people you can whiz out to Derry, wherever you go, you're not really conscious of there's a border there, and same between counties as well. So it is, the whole goal here is that it's the go-to place that'll have all of the activities, and then not just the activities, where will we go for lunch, where will we go for dinner, or even maybe if you've got the children in a boot camp for the day and you're traveling there, then you'd look around and actually what can I do for myself while they're in boot camp? So is there somebody in the area who does massage or reflexology, or maybe can I get my hair cut, or where's a really nice place to have a coffee, or is there someone locally where I could hire a bike to go around for a while, or is there a local person who brings you on walking tours? So it's trying to put all of that information together in one place for not just one category as in children or adults or retired. It's trying to put something for the whole family, so we're trying to cater for everyone as best we can. But mammoth task, but we'll get there.
I was going to say that is an awful lot of homework that had to be done in the background. And as you say, it was kind of born from experience.
Yes, it was. It came to me, I suppose, from two different areas. One is just chatting with friends and everybody trying to find things to do for children, and also from just from family when one child had got sick and we had to cancel all the boot camps, and then it was finding, well, what else is there to do? And I didn't realize it until then, the amount of research and time you take to actually find things in your own locality. And in the end, you ultimately ring up a friend and you ask by word of mouth. And I suppose my goal here was, wouldn't it be lovely to be able to get all of that word of mouth stuff down somewhere convenient for everybody, but also to try and get the business for local businesses, because we all think of, the famous, the well-known ones that have the big marketing budgets that come front to mind. And I think also in the current climate, we are looking at supporting small and local businesses. And this site is as equally for them as any of the big players. So it's supporting each other, supporting small. And I know from myself over the years, because I do an awful lot of activities, I often enjoy the really small ones where there might only be 5 or 10 people on a hike. And you get as much enjoyment out of that as having to queue for an hour at one of the larger places in crowds. Yeah. And I think particularly now with COVID-19, the small remote away groups might be the preferred option for an awful lot of us.
Yeah, absolutely. And funny, there was one of the things that I spotted on the site as I was looking through it, and there was, cookery workshops.
Yeah. And it's all the things that are possibilities. And frequently, we haven't heard so much of it at the moment of people going, oh, I'm bored. But I think we all want new skills, or we want to try new things. And here it's what's the possibilities that are open to us. And as part of the pivoting with COVID-19 as well, we're saying, if yours is online, tell us. That's equally valid at the moment. And also with weather dependent in Ireland, some days you just don't want to go out there. So again, it's not just, physical activities. We are now opening it up just in current climate to online activities as well. But yeah, crafts, things that you might never try, or you might say, well, I'll give it a go, type of thing, or we'll do something different. And I think
and as you're saying that, I'm just thinking, so as you obviously, there's a lot of things are weather dependent in Ireland, but we've lived with that and we grow with that. So we're so used to it. But if you're staying somewhere and the local businesses, happen to be on the site of where I am, it makes it so handy that it's kind of, well, it's raining today. What we had planned to do, we can't do. I'm going to look up my location, see where I am, and say, oh, do you know what we will do instead? We can go to Mary's workshop up the road at 3 o'clock. Let's see if there's any places free or whatever. And I think that, I think that's huge, because I know myself, there are times you go online, you go, I've been searching for 5 minutes, and really, do you know what? I just can't search anymore.
Yeah, no, and I suppose that's what for me looking at it as well, if you have 4 or 5 hours, you can find and plan fantastic things to do. Or else sometimes, yes, you go onto Fáilte Ireland or one of the competitor sites and you'll get some suggestions. Whereas what this is meant to be is, it's another alternative for people to look at and to prompt you, and you might spot things you'd never heard of in your own locality. Yeah. And also what we're trying to do on the site is as well, we know people buy from people, and again, we're always interested in people's stories. So we're asking the businesses who want to list with us to possibly give us either a 20 or 30-second video, so that actually before I go to you, I can click, I've met you online, virtually, and I've got a feel for what you're like. So,
that's brilliant.
To do that, because sometimes you are unsure. And also, and again, like for me, I was thinking here, okay, I'm Sligo Leitrim area, but maybe I want to go to Wexford for a weekend or Cork, and I might want to look in a plan in advance. Okay, what am I going to do? And if the weather is good, we're going to do this, but what if it's not so good? Or else maybe I want to go to a literary festival or something, and then I go, okay, I want to do that for 4 or 5 hours. Where's a really nice restaurant that night that I want to go with the gang? Or maybe we're going to a ball somewhere and you want to say, okay, where can I get my hair done before that? The hotel is booked out. Or maybe we're all into our fitness now again. What leisure centres are opening? What swimming pools might be open in the area that we could try as well? So it's trying to collectively pull all that together. And I suppose I based it on the busy person like I am. How could I do it easy for me? So I suppose ultimately this website is for me.
Yeah, which is great. And actually, because we are in that space of, it's no more than me starting the webcast to get businesses on, to let people know that they're there. You also have actually a great offer for businesses to come onto your site. And, I mean, I know what the offer is, which you're going to tell them now, but that's also at, it's not at a cost, but it's like, you're not making anything on it then at the moment, because it's just, look, I am here for you, get your business up on the site, let's see what we can do for you. And I think that's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, so at the moment, I suppose, unfortunately, I am self-financing it, which I'm fortunate position to do. So what the offer is at the moment for any businesses out there who are running events between now and Christmas, which hopefully they will start running again, we're saying, tell us about the events. We list them for free for you. They'll go up on the events calendar and there is no cost to your business. But if you do want to have a business listing with us, we know money is tight at the moment, so our price will be €15 plus VAT per month listing. So for businesses, so if you think, oh, Michelle, I'm only going to be open for maybe August, September, October time, can't commit to a full year subscription, we're saying that's fine. Do it on a monthly basis. We're willing to work with you. And for that, you've got your full landing page. I suppose I describe it on the site. You'll have full control. You put up as many videos as you want, images as you want. And say, for example, you were a cafe or something, you can put your menu in there every day if you wish. And particularly if you don't have your own website, you can use the platform for your social media purposes. And also we have a social media team who'll actually promote it out for you. Because if you put a video up on our site, we will send that out and we'll tell our audience about you. So I suppose that's why I said for some of the smaller businesses who mightn't have a huge amount of followers or who have never used social media, that by utilising our service, we'll assist them in doing that, because they're probably just going to be so busy now in survival mode and hopefully dealing with the influx of customers they're going to get, that we would help them out on that side. And that's why we've pivoted, as you said, we're putting it as price sensitive as we can for businesses. And I often think
that's huge, because I know myself from a marketing background, for a site to be able to give you now, like in a previous life, you know, when I was in the music industry and I would have been on specific music sites for that, you know, to be given a landing page is one thing, but to be given a landing page with the option of uploading, you know, numerous videos and, you know, promotional stuff for yourself and all of that for just €15 a month. Now, I have to say, like that is a phenomenal rate. And I would also know that there are an awful lot of very small, I suppose what we would call cottage industries, who are not online, but would actually sit really, really well on the Fit Fun Adventures site. And this is actually a fantastic opportunity for them to be able to get out there, because they basically have now, they will get a web presence that they haven't had before.
Yeah, exactly. And I suppose that's what we're doing at the moment. This obviously wasn't the business plan initially, but we have to react and adapt to people. And I suppose my background would be in law. I've obviously come through the last recession and had to deal with, you know, the consequences of that for business people. So I suppose this time around I sat down and said, actually, what can I do to help businesses survive? And I just said, okay, let's change the business model. Let's make this available. And rather than complaining, let's be proactive. Let's help businesses in Ireland. And that's what we're doing here. So, and again, yes, we're not going to make a profit, or who knows? Well, if we get really high volume, there's a possibility. But at the moment, we're here to support businesses. And that's the model we're going to go with for the time being. And
yeah,
I think,
I think that is absolutely a fantastic offer. And as I say, I know myself from being even in the marketing space, how much that is. And you were saying there's a time limit for the events.
Yeah, so at the moment, yeah, for the events between now and Christmas, we're saying, because I know people may not have any funds or the marketing budget may be very limited, that we're just saying we'll put all their events up for free. We're not charging anyone between now and Christmas at all. And then if people do have more funds, which we'd be delighted to have, we also have annual subscriptions. And as part of that annual subscription package, there's events related to that. But we're not pushing that at the moment. But again, we're very much open to businesses who have, you know, bigger budgets to come talk to us as well to help us out. And we'll also have some advertising space, not a lot of it, but that's going to be priced, you know, to the bigger players as well. So unfortunately, it won't be the €15 for those. So
for the small business, Michelle, maybe as I say, if we take the maybe the cottage industry, somebody who does cheese workshops, or you know, just for example, and maybe they're not out there online. Have you any tips for them if they're thinking, okay, I'm going to contact Michelle? I'm going to get the page up and I'm going to do that. But as regards what they need to prepare for in advance of, you know, what they need to consider, what businesses need to consider as they move forward with this.
Again, what images do they think best portray themselves? I think also people buy from people and they want to get a feel of what you look like before they come with you. So I think even a 10 or 20-second snippet of what's it going to look like, and sometimes even a photograph of what the outside of your building looks like, so they know they've arrived at the right place. Ideally, if you can put in your area code or information like that that gives them comfort. Usually, I think they also like the emergency number just in case things go wrong. And they do like to get to see you as well. So you could potentially there have 2 short videos, one of, hi, I'm Michelle, I run these courses, and this is what people say about it. So even if they had some testimonials, they can give us that. And I think some photographs and a mix of videos. If they've never done a video before, that's fine as well. An image can say it. And also what I would say about give a description of what's involved to manage expectations, and write it from the viewpoint, not of you, of the customer, because the customer will want to know in plain, simple language, what am I going to do here? And sometimes the funnies or the outtakes of things that have gone wrong are nearly better than the professional ones. This is not, we don't, ideally, yes, if you had a professional video, we'd love it. But if you don't, people want to see, each other just in your natural environment.
Yeah, no, I think that is absolutely something that what I love to see, I don't know why cheese came into my head, but it did. But I'm just thinking, I love to see a kind of a make and do. If you happen to be in this space that you're a make and do something, that to get somebody to stand there with the phone and just literally record you making and doing, and even only a 30-second clip of what it is you're doing to give a taster.
Yeah, I don't think that's perfect, and that will help sell a workshop. Same with the yoga or the massage, even 20-second snippets. And I think that's what's been going very well at the moment in COVID as well. It's those make and do, work along with me, even if they went live for 5-10 minutes as well, or even 5 minutes. And just sort of said today, this is how you make something, or yeah, we're making jewelry, this is how you cut the wire, or even something small. Or I think what's been fantastic for some of the cafes and restaurants as well, where they do the cook along or they share some of the recipes. People are going to remember them for that, and will be interested in those as well.
Yeah. Now, the other side of that is, of course, and it is because of the background that you have come from, is for those that have never been online before, and like there are still an awful lot of them out there, but they're going to have to take into account some considerations about being online as well.
Oh, absolutely, they will. And there's all the legal compliance issues. And again, just because a photograph or an image is on Google or it's on the internet in some place doesn't mean you have a right to use it. Also, what music you're using in videos that you're using for commercial purposes, you've got to ensure you've got the proper licenses for those as well. And for businesses who are setting up websites for the first time, they possibly forget you do need written terms and conditions, and there's minimum information you have to give customers up front. You have to be very clear about pricing. Is there a deposit being paid? Do they get it back? And also to recognize the cooling off period. So yes, it's different rules. And then if you have the website, of course, I'm going to always mention GDPR when you're collecting customer information, and tracking technologies as well. So there's a number of extra items that you have to be aware of that they might not have been conscious of before, because again, a lot of the businesses might have been very informally run, whereas now we will be looking for privacy policies, cookie policies on your websites, as well as your terms and conditions. So yes, it becomes a lot more formalized, which is good for you as a business, because you make it very clear to everyone at the outset, and it stops disputes. So I always think it's a really good idea to put everything down in writing. Everybody knows what they're committing to at the start.
So when somebody is taking out a page, this is something that you and your team that you work with can help and assist with, because I would say I'm just picturing if I take out a page on the site and it's that bit is going to be covered at the end of it. This is something that you and the team would already have kind of built into it.
We will have our own, what you call it, terms and conditions for the website. We'll have our cookie policy and privacy policy for the visitors to the site. But generally at the moment, what we're giving is either the telephone number or the link to the website of the business, where their own personal information will have to be on it.
And on the page that I would take out with you, it would be, I still put up my own.
Yeah, but the page, we own obviously the website, you give us the content. So one of the conditions would be that all images you give to us, or you can put up yourself, but if you're not comfortable doing it, we'll do it for you. You have to confirm to us you have the necessary permissions. If you don't have the permissions, we don't want it. If you're sharing a video with us, if you don't have the relevant permissions, don't give it to us. And we always say our own preferences, take your own photographs, you know your own business best. It's on your phone or it's on your camera, you own it, you've got ownership of it. So therefore no disputes. And also, as you say, either self-record or get a friend to stand beside you for a couple of minutes for the information. And again, remember, you're selling yourself, or your showcase, I always call it, you're showcasing yourself on the site. So you don't want any of those disputes to happen at the end of it. You want people to buy from you, and you want to describe yourself. So I would say is, don't be worried about what competitors are doing. Be yourself. People are coming to buy from you, to be with you, to do your course. So they're not worried about what other people are doing. So I don't think you should be either. And I think it's be authentic and be yourself, and craft your own information, because it's your business.
Yeah, no, I know it wasn't an area that I had kind of thought of until we actually started chatting about it. And as you say, that whole thing about images, and you mentioned it earlier on, because what you're putting across there is actually your story. And what I was having this conversation with somebody before we came on air, and this person said to me, "Oh, I don't have a story." And I was saying, "No, you do. You're just too close to yourself to see it." You know, and
yet sometimes
so
you have to ask your customers.
I was saying, you know, when you talk to someone, you ask, you know, what do you think my story is? And then it actually helps you to craft it, to get it out there, to get it onto Fit Fun Adventures, because I think it is a genius idea for a site. And I know for the likes of me, it is perfect for finding out, because I just want to know what's going on now, where I am, how I know, you know, and I can pinpoint it there and then.
You can indeed. Yeah, I suppose the unfortunate thing for us is we had just literally gone live at the end of February, and we had our 8 first customers up, and then we got an announcement that everybody was closing, and then we're going, well, we can't really be ringing everybody now for money because no cash flow. But yes, the plan is we build it. But yeah, it is this instantaneous information at our fingertips. And again, we want people to spread it by word of mouth, where somebody says, "Oh, did you hear about this workshop?" And they go, "No, how did you find out about it?" And then maybe they'll pass it to their friends, and a friend might then say, "Oh, well, I run yoga classes." And then they go, "Oh, what about putting your yoga classes up there?" Or also maybe if they have a very nice lunch or something, that they go to the cafe owner, whoever is there, going, "Oh, you should tell everyone about this fantastic lunch offer you have." And we expect this, a lot of it, to go by word of mouth, because that's where most people rely on each other anyway for, you know, good recommendations. So, and what we're saying there is put them online, and also there will be a facility for people to leave reviews. So if they like you, you can sort of say, oh, particularly if you don't have your own social media or website, to say, would you mind putting a review for us up there as well?
Yeah, another great, and that will actually, that's the kind of thing that will get the ball rolling again, particularly in a sector, as you say, that that whole tourism sector has literally just had to, you know, it's
gone to zero. Absolutely. And yeah, and most businesses would have been relying from post paddy days, you know, to get up and going, and also the bank holiday weekends, you know, where an awful lot of businesses, you know, they survive on the volume that comes through then until the school holidays, and then it's, you know, the whole summer. So at the moment for them it is very, very difficult. But the difficulty is they're going to be competing now in such a marketplace for everybody, you know, wanting things as well. So, and I suppose that's why we said, yes, we'll continue and we'll make the offer available to them, because again, we don't know what Facebook, maybe ads will go up, go down. And also you've no control over there as to who sees it or not. Whereas we said on Fit Fun Adventures, you have the page for the 30 days and you can share it out yourself. You can use it and it's there for you.
Well, I think it is a fantastic idea. And, you know, in fact, I can see there are definitely bigger implications for Fit Fun Adventures. I think, or there's bigger knock-on effects that it can have down the road, which I would foresee making it extremely successful. And I wish you all the best with it. So for people to get in touch with you, is it just log on to fitfunadventures.com and they can pop an email through?
Yeah, there's a contact us form on fitfunadventures.com, and there's also info@fitfunadventures.com, and it'll get to the team as well. Yeah.
Brilliant, Michelle, so good. Esther, is there anything there in the background?
No questions, just lots of lovely comments. Taran has been on saying building brand awareness right now is key. And there was a shout out for a company to go and check out your website. So hopefully that'll
thank you, everybody.
Generate
excellent. Great stuff. Yes, brand awareness, tell your story, get onto fitfunadventures.com, make sure you're out there and be ready for when all our limits have been lifted and we can actually travel, you know, freely again and move about the country with ease. Michelle, thank you so much for coming on. It was an absolute pleasure chatting to you. And I wish you every success with this. Yeah, so we shall chat again soon, please God.
We will indeed. Thank you very much, Barbara.
See
Bye,
you
everybody.
soon, Michelle. Thanks. Bye.